Welcome, everyone. Today is a very special conversation because the man sitting across from me is someone many corporate professionals will deeply relate to. From building a company at 23 years old to leading engineering teams as an assistant vice president in a Singapore based fintech to facing one of the most frightening health scares of his life during COVID to emerging stronger, wiser, and becoming a transformation coach, helping others avoid the pain he once experienced. Please welcome Rakesh Shewale. Rakesh, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Priyanka. It's an honor. And honestly, if my story helps even one corporate professional avoid years of stress, then this conversation will be worth it.
Great. When people see you today, they see success, leadership roles, a strong career, a happy family. But what was happening behind the scenes?
See, Priyanka, if you had asked me this question a few years ago, I probably would have said everything was going great. I had a good career. I was growing professionally. I was taking on bigger responsibilities. From outside, it looked like I had things figured out. But what people did not see was what was happening when the workday ended. I remember when the nights when I would close my laptop, sit on the sofa, and just stare at the TV. Not because I was watching something, I was simply exhausted. Not physically, but mentally, emotionally. My body was at home, but my mind was still at work, thinking about deadlines, thinking about team issues, thinking about the decisions I made during that day. Sometimes replaying the conversations in my head and planning for the problems that hadn't even happened yet. The strange thing is, I thought this was normal. I thought this was what being responsible looks like. And I think a lot of high performing professionals can relate to that. We are very good
Yeah.
at appearing okay. We show up to meetings, we deliver results, we solve problems. People see confidence, but often they don't see the pressure we are carrying behind the scenes.
Okay. Looking back now, do you think these were like warning signs that you ignored, Rakesh?
Absolutely. And that's the scary part. I thought those signs were normal. I wasn't sleeping well. My mind was used to never switch off. When I was with my family, I was mentally solving tomorrow's problem. Small issues would irritate me. I was constantly thinking ahead. What if this project fails? What if the deadline slips? What if something goes wrong? I wasn't living in present. I was living in future. And many corporate professionals are doing exactly that right now.
True. I think many men listening will relate to this, Rakesh. There is often pressure to be the provider, the problem solver, the strong one. Do you feel that too?
Very much. Many men are carrying responsibilities that nobody sees. We think about our spouse, children, our parents, home loans, career growth, financial security, and somewhere along the way, we convince ourselves that asking for help means weakness. So we keep going.
Hmm,
Even when we are exhausted, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is this: burnout doesn't happen because you're weak, burnout happens because you've been strong for too long.
very true. I see you have achieved a lot quite early in life. Did you ever reach a milestone and think, once I get there, I'll finally feel fulfilled?
Many times, I think most professionals do. You tell yourself, when I
Yeah,
start my own company, I will be happy. Being an employee, you feel like when I get promoted, I will be happy. Then you get promoted. After few weeks, your mind creates another target. Then it's like next salary, next role, next achievement, and suddenly years pass. One realization changed everything for me. Success is wonderful, but success without peace is expensive, very expensive.
very true. Okay, then COVID happened. Can you please tell us about that day?
I still remember every detail. I was alone in Pune during the lockdown. My family wasn't with me. Everyone
Mhm.
was already scared because of COVID. Then suddenly I developed severe pain in my head. A few years later, a few hours later, half of my face stopped responding properly. I couldn't even blink properly. I couldn't control the part of my, like half part of my face, and honestly, I panicked.
What was going through in your mind, Rakesh, during that?
Fear, pure fear. When I called my cousin, who is a doctor, and explained my symptoms, he said immediately rush to the hospital. I got on my bike and then slowly rode to the hospital, managing the eyelid with my hand. Entire ride, I was asking myself, like, what is happening? Will I be okay? Those thoughts don't just leave you.
And then were you able to go to the hospital and meet doctor?
Yeah, the doctor examined me and said something that I'll never forget. He said, "We need further tests. One possibility could be a brain tumor." Everything stopped for me. Suddenly, for me, like my projects didn't matter, my position didn't matter, my career didn't matter. The only thing I could think about was my family. Would they be okay? Had I spent enough time with them? Have I do have enough savings for them? Was I truly present for them? For the first time in years, life stripped away every distraction and showed me what really mattered to me.
And then what happened next? It's
Then
a truly
MRI
wake up
was,
call.
yeah, then MRI was done, reports came, and it turned out that it's not a tumor. That was a huge relief for me, but I was
Wow.
diagnosed with Bell's palsy. I mean, something good and again a bad thing happened, like relief from tumor, but I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy. Doctor told me that recovery is not fully guaranteed. Some effects on my face would remain can remain permanent, and that became a wake up call for me. Not because stress directly caused it, but because the experience forced me to look honestly at how I've been living my life. I realized I've spent years taking care of work, years taking care of responsibilities, but very little time taking care of myself.
Yeah, that's true. So what have you changed after that?
For the first time, I stopped asking, how do I become more successful? I started asking, how do I become more healthier? How do I
Wow.
become happy? And how do I become more peaceful? That led me into meditation, self awareness, psychology, leadership, spirituality, and personal growth. And I discovered something powerful. Most professionals know how to manage projects, very few know how to manage themselves. And that was true for me.
The recovery part, right? Rakesh, how long did the recovery take?
Around 3 months, and I was fortunate. My face fully recovered. But honestly, the bigger recovery happened inside. My priorities changed. My definition of success changed. My relationship with work changed. I still work hard. I do excellent work. My work, but the work is not my entire identity now.
Wow, that's powerful. So what does success mean to you today then?
Today, success to me is very simple. Can I sleep peacefully? Can I spend quality time
Wow,
with my family? Can I contribute meaningfully through my work? Can I grow as a person? Can I help others grow? If the answer is yes, I feel successful. Because at the end, nobody wishes that they have attended one more meeting, but many people wish that they have spent more time living.
true. What a realization. So powerful, Rakesh. Someone listening might be thinking this sounds exactly like my life. Where should they start, you think?
Start with three things. First is protect your sleep. Most people underestimate how important recovery
Yes.
is. Second, spend 10 minutes every day in silence. No phone, no email, just silence. Third is ask yourself this question: what am I carrying that I no longer need to carry? That question alone can change your life.
Awesome. One final question, Rakesh. If you could go back and speak to the Rakesh who was riding that bullet motorcycle to the hospital during lockdown, what would you tell him?
I would tell him, slow down. You don't have to carry everything alone. Your worth is not defined by your job title. The people who love you need just your presence more than your perfection. And don't worry, this moment is going to become one of the greatest gift of your life because it's about to teach you what truly matters to you.
Wow. That's beautiful, Rakesh. Thank you for sharing your story so openly. I think many people listening today will see parts of themselves in your journey, and maybe that's the biggest takeaway. Success and well being are not enemies. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can build a meaningful career while also protecting your health, peace, relationships, and purpose. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And remember, don't wait for a crisis to remind you what matters the most.